Okay, it looks like we are live here this evening, and you guys will see it's almost 4 o'clock. We came on a little bit later here, but I missed last Friday, so I couldn't miss this Friday. So welcome everybody who is coming into the chat. If you guys got time for me right now, you can always listen in, but I'm here to tell you, man, I am glad to spend another Friday with you all. To be honest, I couldn't wait to see you. Now, we got people in the chat. I always tell you guys, when you come into the chat, tell us exactly where you're from, because I'd love to see all the love coming from around the United States and around the globe for that matter. We've actually had someone on here from Antarctica, Australia. We're hitting all 7 continents. I just can't wait till somebody jumps on here and starts speaking Chinese. I mean, it's going to be off the chain. But wherever I can help, we're going to help, and we're going to do that. So I love hearing from you all. If you guys got questions, we'll get into those a little bit later. But the session today, we're talking about, guess what? We're going to talk a little bit about why you tend to own your diagnoses and why people do that. Now, I am just baffled by it, but let's get to some of the names. I want to shout out some people because I know they always ride with me. Here we go. All right, so we're starting off. Who was the first in the chat? All right, we got Lynette to you. Look at this. First one in here. All right, so Lynette, I've never seen you before. Welcome. I'm glad to see you this time. Kansas City, North Carolina. I love it. So look at this, Riri. All right, I love it. So we got hello. Thank you. Hello to you too, Riri. Good stuff. Is it Yuhakana? Yeah. What Yahoo Cannon. All right, I hope I spelled that right. I didn't butcher it too badly, but Albany, Georgia. All right, so good stuff. We got Mr. 49 in here. All right, so I know it says Marv Door 49. That's kind of strange, but Jay Steele 650. Brandon, I love it. We got Kansas City in the house. I love it. Brandon says, what's up? Mohammed. All right, we got Laura and Annie. The sisters talk. All right, New Jersey. All right, we're going across the United States. So New Jersey in here representing. We got Shirley Anderson. We got Lene back in the house. Welcome back, Lene. Dave Kearney. I've seen you before. I mean business all the time. Virginia Beach. All right. So Dave from Baltimore. All right. So we're hitting that other side of the United States. I love it. Tampa, Florida. S. Nunez. All right. Tangi back in the house from Cali. I know I just got back from Cali like 3 weeks ago. That was awesome trip that we took, but the traffic, my God, I don't see how people do it. I would have gone out of my mind up there. All right, so if I had to live there, man, I just don't know what I would do. You know, the pistol might have to come out because it's just crazy up there. Okay, now. All right, so, oh, look at it. Frenchie said, missed you. Yes, for 2 weeks. I know, Frenchie. I was gone. Last week was a holiday week, so I was not able to get it home, and I could not get good enough reception on the cell phone to do it on the go because I didn't have the connection. So, but now we're in here. Look at this. We got on Facebook. We got RJ23 back in the house. I got to wave at you. All right, so they give you these little things you can do here. All right, so if you guys are in here, if you are leaving where you're from, I would also like you to just hit that thumbs up button right there while it's right at your fingertips. Just go ahead right now. Whatever you're doing, just hit the like button so I can get that thumbs up there. All right. So just asking. Okay. Just hit it. It's like, I think it's right there somewhere, but go ahead and hit the like button if you have not already. Now, we're going to actually get to our topic today, but I want to shout out just a few more just to see. Brandon Duplessis. All right. I know there's a minister on television by that name, preacher, Reverend Duplessis. I forgot where he's from. It's like Texas or something. So I recall that name. So we got Kearney in here. Here's your like. Good stuff. So Dave, I'll happily take it as long as you're not giving me any fingers. Okay. Good stuff. Muhammad. All right. Listening from, Liberia. Wow. All right. So Zudru. Wait a minute. Liberia. Wow. Now we are going far away. Marcus Macon. Good evening. All right. Because in the house. Okay. Riri, hit the like button. I just did it. All right. Thank you, Riri. I love it when people they just jump in and they participate. We got almost 50 people on here right from the jump. So let's go ahead and get started. I know I tried to do it a little bit later this time on purpose because I noticed last time we got on a little bit later, people were off work and they were able to jump on, ask questions, and do what they wanted to do and still have a comfortable evening watching Netflix, going to the movies, eating, or doing whatever they do on Friday night. Now, I know what I do on Friday night, but that's for naughty time. All right, so you guys, I don't know what you do on Friday night, but you know, I think later on this evening, there might be a little Teddy Pendergrass on the little box downstairs, so me and the wifey can get a little, okay, let's not go there. Okay, so we'll get this. Hey, Alvin from Houston, Texas. Tanya, glad to have you in here. Debbie, very good. Okay, wait a minute. It says Debin. So Deb N. That's right. So I think I said that right. DJ Bolo back in the house from Barbados. All right, I love it. I have another person in here from Barbados. It was Mr. Barbados that actually came in here. So yes, Truth Freeze. Look like we have a more functional med doctors. All right, so let me see. All non-Rockefeller medicine ways all good. Truth Freeze is on the truth. I love it. So you must have read the history lesson in my book that I gave. All right. So if you guys have not read my book yet, you got to go read it, because this thing is here. It's called Eat Butter, Smoke Marijuana, Kill Cancer, and Live to 100. And in the last chapter of the book, I actually give you guys a history lesson on the Rockefeller method of medicine that he is actually talking about, because our medical system was hijacked back in 1910 when they sent lobbyists in there. Rich private interests sent lobbyists into the government in order to disband all this healthy stuff that I'm preaching right now. So I know some things that I say, you can't say certain things, you can't promise certain things, because only drugs can cure this and only surgeries can cure that. So it's just, and really they don't ever cure anything, but they throw it out there so that nobody else can horn in on their territory. It's business tactics. So they're there to make money, of course, not to make sure you get well. So let me see if we got some more people in here. Flint, Michigan, I love it. Edward Smith, Valerie Dodson, Lynette. Okay, 1971. A. Edwards. Okay. It says peripheral nerve repair. Good stuff. All right. So now, A. Edwards, I think I saw you on the wall. Somebody asked me about peripheral nerve repair, and I think I remember your name. So I think that's what you said. So Truth Free said they jail real doctors, burn books, and put us on Pedro-based drug mafioso. Okay. So Petro-based. I got you. Petro-based. Got you. All right. So good stuff. Mike A. back in the house. Yes. Dejang. All right. Nice to see you guys back. I see I have a very, very nice regular crowd coming back every single week, because they have been talking to each other. They have been helping each other get well. And I love, love, love seeing you guys help each other in the comments. You're talking to each other. You're helping each other with information. And that's my biggest thing. You see, when you guys start helping each other, you start going over this stuff over and over again, and it starts getting implanted up there to the point where now when you go out into society and somebody tells you crazy, like you probably should have surgery on your heart because you have high cholesterol, which is complete bullshit. But if you want to believe it, go ahead and believe it. Nobody said you had to. But I'm telling you, do you need surgery for heart problems? Of course not, because it's a side effect. So I'm going to actually answer his question. So, hey, Edwards, here you go. When we talk about peripheral nerve pain, I'm going to answer this right quick, and then I'll get back to my topic, which was don't let them sell you a diagnosis. Okay. Now, as far as this, save me. All right, so Deb says, I'm from a medical family. Save me. I'm from Calgary, Canada. All right. So, Deb, we're going to help you out too. All right. We got to get you out of there, because once you're in the medical family, you're kind of indoctrinated into their way of doing things, because everything that goes wrong with you, you need to go to emergency room. You need to go to the quick care. You need to hurry up and go to the hospital. You need to see your doctor more often and more frequently. They always, always, always have something to throw in there. So to make sure that you're going along, just pushing you into the conventional mode of medicine. Don't fall for it. Okay. Here you go. Stand strong. Stand strong. Okay. So, here it is. Dejang said, is there a cure for HPV? I have it and I'm a man. Okay, Dejang, I got you. Now, as far as A. Edwards, you said peripheral nerve repair. Now, when you're trying to repair a peripheral nerve, you do not you repair those to a lot better extent than you do main or central nerves. Okay. Now, a central nerve is either in your brain or your spinal cord, meaning that that nerve is delicate. Once you've broken or damaged it, it's gone. Okay. You don't get nerves back. Once you damage or sever them, they're usually gone for good. The only thing you can do is reroute. So you're hoping that you did not do enough damage to one area of your body. So let's say, for instance, let me see. I don't have a picture of a brain here. I would like to show you guys. I don't have one in my room here. Dang it. All right. So I need some props. Now I got a medical book in there, but I won't break that out right now. It might take too much time to find it. Now, when you actually have an area, okay, so let's just say you have an area, all right, a sheet of paper. Okay. Now, utensils. All right. So now when you guys actually have an area, and let's say you have I'm going to draw a very rudimentary brain here. All right. So let's say you got a brain there. All right. So you can't see it that well. There you go. All right. So now we got a brain on the sheet of paper. Okay. Now, when you guys actually see the brain on the sheet of paper, okay. Yes. Let's do that. Okay. Good stuff. All right. So what's going to happen is you're going to see that when you have a area that is damaged. So we'll put something you can see on here that is black. All right. Now, we're hoping that the damage is small enough so that if we have a nerve that's running through there, it can reroute itself around the area of injury and not actually run through the area of imagery. And that's how you get the function back. And that works with your peripheral or your central nerves. However, if the damage is too big in the area and we made a whole big mess here, there's no way your cells can reroute to that extent. Okay, your nerves just can't do that. So you lose whatever function those nerves are running through. Now, if you're trying to repair peripheral nerves, you should know they're all covered. As long as it's together, as long as it's just damage, if it's not severed, if it's just damage, all you really have to do is repair the myelin that's around the nerve, because you got different types of nerve. You got the beta nerves, and you got the delta nerves and all that good stuff running through there, and they do stuff that involves nociception, meaning that the perception of pain, stuff like that. And what you have to do is you have to rebuild the myelin around those nerves, because nerves run to muscles, and eventually if your nerve is damaged, the muscle will actually suffer for the nerve damage, because all muscles are innervated with nerves. So if that's the case, you got to fix that, and you got to fix that right away. So if you want to do that, omega-3 fats, omega-6 fats. So when they tell you you're supposed to have high-density lipoproteins and no low-density lipoproteins, that's bull. You're supposed to even them out in your body. So don't believe anything about good fat, bad fat. You need both of them, and they should be even in your body. So avocado and bacon, all right? Omega-3 fat, avocado, omega-6 fat, bacon. So you need the two in your body. Now, you can do fish oil, but you also have to do a bad fat like the fat off of meat. So you can use that. It's not the purest. I'm not saying it's the purest. I'm not saying it didn't come from a farm that feeds cows GMO stuff, so that will go into your system, unless you can find a clean source of meat, like country farms, like farmers markets that you can go to and buy your meat, your fruit, and your vegetables from that does not contain pesticides, herbicides, or GMO corn, or that kind of stuff that I should put into cows and make their skin and flesh degrade to where it actually has the same effect on you. I'm not saying that you just have to find a good source of it, but I'm just saying they have to even themselves in your body. Once you do that, of course, you need systemic enzymes to actually bring this together and make it happen quickly, because nerves, if you keep pressure on them or you leave them severed for too long, you lose the function of them. So you will notice the pain starts getting worse and worse. So first thing I'm going to do, cleanse your system, cleanse your digestive system, flush out your tissues, flush out your liver. Best thing I found for that is either a saline wash followed by a coffee enema, or you can do the Gaia Supreme Cleanse in order to make that happen. Okay, hold on. And then I had Dejang, who asked me a problem. All right, she asked me a question. It says, is there a cure for HPV, human papillomavirus? And I have it, and I'm a man. Now, of course there is. Now, when you have human papillomavirus, a virus means that you need an antiviral. Most people are begging for an antibiotic. You can't do an antibiotic because antibiotics kill what? Bacteria. They don't kill viruses. So to kill a virus, you can do naturals like onion or onion capsules, or you can do a stronger antiviral, which would be a turmeric, all right, along with garlic, all right, also strong. But if you want to go to the strongest thing, and it's kind of supplemental, you can actually use colloidal silver to kill viruses. Now, you can't ask me how much, because I know how much for me. See, I am 6'3" and I'm 230 pounds. That means that I can take 20 drops. I've tried 40. I've tried 50 drops. See, I always try it on myself first, and I notice nothing happens to me. However, that doesn't mean it won't happen to you. So that's what we got. So make sure, all right, you test it or read the back of the bottle. It's all based on your height and your weight as to how much you can take. Usually it's 8 ounces of water, and for me, 20 drops of 500 parts per million colloidal silver. However, for you, it might be 8 ounces of water and 8 drops of colloidal silver. Now, it doesn't have to be very specific, because colloidal silver is actually a supplement. You just cannot do it every day because it is hard on your liver. Okay, so there you go. So we got a few in here. I love it. Michael Carter on the line. Maurice Clark, I see you guys. Welcome and thank you for showing up on Facebook. I love it. We got 61 here on YouTube, so I'm loving it. Okay, hopefully, Dejang, I answered your question pretty good there. Good stuff. It says, I have chronic rheumatoid arthritis. I'm going crazy. I want to do the vaccine detox. What do you mean by that, Laura? Explain a little more. Laura and I. All right, so I'll say that, and I. So let me know what you mean by that. Okay. Oh, we got people helping each other again. I love this one. I love this one. All right. So I have, wait a minute. So let me see this here. Yeah, explain a little bit more. Laura and I, explain a little bit more about the vaccine detox. What do you mean? You mean getting vaccines out of your system, or do you mean you are going to take a vaccine in order to detox? So clarify on that for me. Okay, good enough. I might be doing something else. So I don't want. Okay, so Lynette, to you, it takes a while when you're talking about plantar fasciitis. What she's talking about is actually a fungal infection of the feet that actually can spread, and it's actually quite contagious to other people. Like if you put your foot in bowling shoes or something like that, you could actually pass that on to somebody else. But it's a little bit more complicated than that, because actually it starts interacting with your nails because of the fungus, and it starts interacting with your bone, causing pain. Of course, you can fix it without surgery. The problem is you have to take the pressure off of it and soak your feet. You can actually do this internally. You don't have to soak your feet in hydrogen peroxide if you don't want to, because it tends to dry out the skin. But if you want to do it internally, I would advocate that you do that internally by killing the bacteria that way. And of course, I always advocate oil of oregano. And then we had another one, is a devil's claw that you could actually use to do that. But remember, if you're pregnant, you cannot use devil's claw. Okay, so if you're pregnant, once you're off, you had your baby, yeah, jump on it. But devil's claw, not when you're pregnant. Okay, it's extreme antiviral or antibiotic. I'm sorry, antibiotic. That's correct. Okay, good stuff. Good stuff. Good. All right. You have a chalkboard behind you. You're right. I could have used that, but I got my message up there. Why would I want to mess that up? I know. Truth, I know. You're right. It says, diabetes type 2, how should I juice? That's very easy. All you have to do is throw the colors of the rainbow into your juicer and make sure they're organic. That's all you have to do. As far as because diabetes type 2, all you have to do is change your diet. Stop eating processed stuff and start juicing fruits and vegetables. Doesn't matter what they are. Just pick a grain, any grain. Broccoli, good. Kale, good. Chard, good. All right, spirulina, good. Pick whatever green you want and add colors to it. So you can do red peppers, you can do green onion, you can do pineapple, you can do apple, you can do bananas, you can do oranges. You can put whatever fruit and vegetables in there, because this is natural sugar. However, if you're trying to get rid of diabetes, cut the sugar, even on the natural stuff. So bananas, too much sugar. Carrots, too much sugar. Pineapples, too much sugar. I know I just said those, but too much. So you'll have to go low glycemic when you're trying to do the sweetening a little bit, but you can do that with berries. Any berry will do. Blackberry, raspberry. What's the other one now? Blueberries. Those are the three strong antioxidants too, to get rid of diabetes type 2. But you don't have to, you have to be consistent with it. And if you do, and you get rid of all the processed stuff, you flush your system, make sure you can absorb the nutrients, you should be done. No matter how long you've had type 2 diabetes, you should be done in about 30 days. So let me know the progress on that. You can actually talk to some of the people in the chat over here about that. Some of the people in the chat who are right here, who are talking to you, chatting with us right now, they have done the thing where they started improving or gotten rid of their diabetes, and they will fully tell you that the way to do that is purely by eliminating the bad diet and incorporating the juicing from the organic fruits and vegetables. I'm telling you, all right, it does work. I always believe in supplementation because I know that you cannot get enough nutrients out of the fruits and vegetables, so I always supplement whatever I do to make sure, and that's why I am healthy the way I am right now. At this age, 42. Now, I got to tell you guys just a little side note. I've talked to and seen other people in my age group. I hate saying that, but other people in my age group, and they look like they're 50. They look like they're 55. Now, how is that possible? My students still think I'm in my 30s, all right? But I don't see how that is possible, that you could be my age and look 15 years older than what your age is. And if we looked on the inside, your arterial age, your cardiac age would you actually then be, if you look that bad, that means on the inside, it's worse. So your arteries could be 80 years old. So you are 40, you feel like 55, and then your arteries, you look like you're 55, and your arteries are actually 80 years old. Doesn't that kind of signify that you're going to die early? Yeah, it kind of does. All right, so we got some more in here. Oh, man, they're coming in fast. We got some long questions and we got some ones. If I skip over your question, copy and paste it and put it back in the chat, and then I'll get to it. I know some of my answers are long, so there you go. It says, how are you, Shemaya? I am doing great. So good stuff. Love to see you in here. So I got one here. It says... 20-year-old daughter has J Steele. 20-year-old daughter has chronic inflammation. Heart EKG is fine. Normal in size. Functions normally. Had 3 parasites back in July 2008. Did a parasite cleanse. She had purple fingertips at the time. Oh, she had gone past cyanosis then. That means that her fingers were about to encounter gangrene. So hopefully you fixed that. So tell me if you fixed that or not. So no, the video you made. I don't remember the reference to the question. So Laura and I. So the sisters talk. I'll just say that. The sisters talk. You guys, I lost the context of what I was asking. Let me see if I can find it. All right. Marcus Megan said, great information. Keep it coming. Of course, cousin. You know I will. You know I will. I don't see the rest of that. So I lost it. Sorry about that. All right. Good stuff. So, Jay Steele, let me know how that ended up. All right. So, need some direction. Okay. So, I want to know what's going on right now. So, I know you did. You said she has purple fingertips at times. Okay. Gotcha. Okay. Now, that means that she's experiencing necrosis. That means she has a cell death in her fingers. And that's because the circulation is really poor. Now, as far as the gotcha. And they just said it was parasites. They didn't give you a condition. Okay. So I got you. So if you did a parasitic cleanse, I want to know how well that works. What stopped? Did anything get cured from doing that parasitic cleanse? So let me know that. Okay. Yes. All right. So to take all vaccines out of your body. Yes. I'm sure my RA is from... Okay, so rheumatoid arthritis is from getting vaccines. I wouldn't doubt that, because what they don't know is that whenever you put medicines in your body, it could be Tylenol, okay, ibuprofen, Motrin, Excedrin, Aleve, whatever you put in your body, when it breaks down, it's going to break down into byproducts. That's code for poison. Now, when you do and you accumulate this into your body, what's going to happen is that's going to accumulate in your tissues. It's going to accumulate in your bone, your blood, and your joints. When it does, over time, you're going to notice your joints start hurting. You're going to notice that you're fatigued a lot of the time. And most people don't know this from toxicity. It's not because you lack sleep, because there's millions of people who can go to sleep for 4 hours and be fully rested and not look tired, not be tired, and operate the whole day working. All right. And there's other people who get 12 hours of sleep and they're still tired the whole day through. Why is that? It's because their body, their cells, their tissues, their muscles, their blood is tired. And that's why they are tired. So whatever you are on a micro level is what you'll be on a macro level, meaning what we see you being tired on the outside. Okay. So good stuff. Good stuff. Okay, so I see that, but I have no doubt that is the cause. So Laura and I would say yes, that is the cause. Okay, now I can't put it by itself now, because eating the bad foods and being exposed to these electromagnetic fields on our phones and our computers and stuff like that. I'm standing in front of a field right now. Now I really, truthfully, should be standing on a grounding mat, so all this stuff that I'm being hit with will just flow through my body and not interact with my body. But I'm not doing that. So because of that, I am now taking a field, because I now have a microphone that is working. I have a computer in front of me that is working. I have a cell phone in front of me that's working. So all of those things emit a field that is actually bombarding my body. So I should go outside with my bare feet and walk on the ground so I can discharge all of these electrical signals that are flowing through my body and staying, because I don't have a ground. Okay, so you need a ground to release all that stuff. And sometimes when you do that, you'll notice your headaches go away too. Okay, so just a little side tip there. Okay, let me see. Okay, Yes, yes, I got you. French says, calcium in my blood showed up on my last blood test. Got some good magnesium. What's going on? 58 years old. Is it my parathyroid acting up? Yes. All right. It is exactly what it is. All right. You already know the answer to this, French. All right. So you didn't even have to ask me, but French said he's 58 years old and he's having a problem with his thyroid. Now, he says his parathyroid is acting up. That's code for your parathyroid. When it acts up, it'll over-secrete something called T4, all right, which actually secretes something that actually causes your bones to chip off calcium into your blood to buffer poison that's in it. Now, normally it is to buffer poison, but I don't think French is a person who is eating a bad diet. He's not being exposed to all these harmful chemicals because he's on this channel. So I believe he's doing what he can for his health. However, what he said was it's out of whack, meaning the side effect is he is now unwittingly, he doesn't want it to happen. It's not supposed to happen, but because it's out of whack, your body is secreting calcium, but there's nothing to buffer. So that's why the increased calcium level. So how do you get that back in check? You have to repair your adrenal glands so that you can fix the thyroid gland, because it's never, whenever you guys have a thyroid problem, metabolism problem, it's never your thyroid. It's never your metabolism. Those are side effects. Those are what you see externally. What the real problem is the imbalance in the chemicals inside your body. The hormones are not acting the way they're supposed to. And therefore, you got to get the adrenal glands to cooperate with the thyroid gland, and then both of them fix each other. Okay, so there you go. All right, so corticoids, corticosteroids, all that stuff that's secreted from the adrenals, cortisol, all that good stuff, that stuff reacts and helps release T3 and T4 into your bloodstream. Okay, so good enough. Hopefully it wasn't too scientific for you, but this is just the way my brain works. So French, there you go. Yep. Oh, wait a minute. I saw that. Let's see. All right, Riri said, yep, so many looking so much older. All right, it's sad. And that's what I've noticed nowadays. I mean, people are young and they look like they are worn out. They look like they're just done with life. And I just don't understand it because I'm just a person. But man, I don't get it. So we got more people coming into the chat. I love it. I love it. I love it. All right, so San Antonio. So Oscar, love to see you in here. Thank you, Oscar, for showing up. Okay, let me see. Jay Steele said, swelling went down after the parasite cleanse and the chiropractor back in July did the spooky machine from the UK. Started to feel better and could work, but full-blown inflammation again, joint pain. Okay, so Jay Steele, that means you got accumulation. So if you did a procedure for that very thing and the very thing came back with a vengeance, so you said you got full inflammation now, first of all, I'm going to tell you, you have to flush your joints, all right? Kind of easy to do. All right. Now, what you have to do to flush a joint is to move it. Okay. Because your joint is filled with something called synovial fluid. The synovial fluid will actually need to be crushed out of there by movement so that your reparative mechanisms, your cells, actually can repair themselves and you can go back to normal. But you have to flush in order to do that. Like I said, the Gaia Supreme Cleanse works great for this. So don't worry about trying to take something to get rid of the inflammation because the inflammation is still happening. You're just not feeling it because you're taking something to mask it. Now, if you want to take a true anti-inflammatory, the best ones, ginger, turmeric. Those are the strongest ones you can put into your body for anti-inflammatory effects. Okay. I would also advocate you get a strong blood cleaner because once those poisons leave your joints, they're going to enter your bloodstream. Now you need something like a cilantro or a parsley to clean your blood. Once you do that, now you can flush that stuff out of your system. I would also advocate a coffee enema, strongly advocate, because your liver needs to be fresh in order to deal with all the toxins that are going to come through it so we can actually try to eliminate them through your body through urination or defecation. So let your body work, do the work, but you got to help it in this case. Okay, so go back and watch the video if you didn't get all that. Okay, this, of course, will be up on YouTube for the replay. All right, so let's get another one here. I see it says, S. Nunez says, last week the doctor said I have bronchitis, dry cough, no phlegm. All right, I had the same thing, but mine was from a scratched throat during a surgery and gave me some supposedly strong antibiotics. All right, so oh, wait, I got you. Clarithromycin. Okay. ER 500 milligrams. Already finished, but I don't feel the antibiotics help. Now, what makes you say that? that it doesn't feel like it helped, because it's not like on a human level you can actually feel the bacteria dying. So you must still have a feeling, and you must still have like grogginess and stuff like that. You still have trouble breathing. You still have the dry cough. Now, if you do, you might have to do an inhalation therapy instead of trying to do something that's oral, because sometimes it's easier to get steam or an aerosolized version of a supplement, not a drug, a supplement, into your lungs so that it can actually deal with the problem and saturate it completely quickly. All right. But if you do it through your blood, it takes a while for that to work. And then when you do the antibiotics, I have to tell you, the antibiotics are not strong enough. That's why everybody nowadays gets a Z-Pack for everything, because the strongest antibiotic we have does not kill the strongest bacteria that we have anymore. So they have to give you a battery of antibiotics to actually kill it, and it kills all your good bacteria. So that's the bad thing about it. It kills your bacteria too. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this. I see we got a bunch of people on here on YouTube and on Facebook. Welcome everybody. Don't forget, on Facebook, if you guys got a question, ask it. But I don't see any questions over here, but glad you guys are watching. Okay, now I'm going to get to another question over here. French. Wait a minute. Let me see. Chlorophyll, very good. Truth Free is giving out the knowledge. I see. Thank you, Truth. I appreciate that. Any natural remedies for cataracts? Just flush out your system. People think that cataracts is some special thing that you have to do because it's in your eyes. Your lens of your eye is tissue, just like any other tissue in your body. It's more delicate. Thus, it's easier to clean. So all you have to do is flush out your body, keep it that way consistently, and you will notice your cataract goes away. You don't have to get a cataract replacement. You don't have to do the phacoemulsification so you can chisel the cloud off of your lens. That's all invasive stuff, and it can all make you blind if they mess something up. And you don't want to do surgery if it's not necessary. So please, you can just flush out your system. Like we said, Gaia Supreme Cleanse, or you can do the saline wash followed by the coffee enema, so you can flush out your liver and let your liver do the job, just as long as you don't put poisons back into the system. Okay, good enough. All right, it says... All right. How do you heal dry, chapped lips? Ali, coconut oil, man. It's my go-to for almost everything. I love coconut oil. People are talking about buying that beard oil, and it's a little bottle like this for 12 bucks, 15 bucks. No, I go get this at Costco. Organic, unrefined coconut oil in a huge container, and that's my beard oil. All right. So that's what I'm saying. You just go with that stuff. All right. So here you go. Let's go with it again. Okay, good. Jay Steele, another question. I love it. Do you think the inflammation could be caused from leaky gut or possible more parasites? Oh, I think that might be the problem. I think the problem might be 2 in 1. If you have leaky gut, meaning you have holes blown in your digestive system, that means that the bacteria now have somewhere to hide because they don't have to stay in your digestive tract. They can now escape and mix with your blood or other microbacteria that were not supposed to be. And the good bacteria, even those that were supposed to be protecting you in your digestion, once your digestive system opens up, they become now parasites on the outside of your digestive system going through the holes. So it's only good to have bacteria when they're confined to a certain area. But when they start going places like your brain, so you can get meningitis, or you could get encephalitis and stuff like that. That stuff can kill you. So we don't want to let parasites go unchecked. So it's no laughing matter. It's no simple thing. But it is simple, but it's not no laughing thing that you can just take, oh yeah, I'll just let it and see what happens. No, you got to take care of that stuff, because that stuff will take you out. Okay, so just a little hint there. Now, if you're trying to do antibacterial, oil of oregano. If you're trying to do antiviral, colloidal silver. Or if you want to go natural with the antiviral, like I said, you can do onion, or you can do garlic as far as an antiviral. Okay, so just make sure they're concentrated, because you need it. If you're trying to get rid of parasites, you want to make sure it's concentrated, so when it's in your blood, it's in your blood. Now, of course, does it come with a smell coming out of your pores in your body? Yes. So you might want to do this on a weekend when you're not exposed to people, because they will come out in your clothes and everything, but it's worth it to get rid of the condition, because the condition can be deadly. Okay. All right, I'm waiting. All right, still now, S. Nunez says still wheezing with chest and upper back discomfort. Okay, gotcha. So yeah, that's going to persist until you take care of the problem. Because if you have upper back discomfort, that's just a function. So you said chest, upper back. So you can see your lungs are right between those two. And the spasming of your intercostal muscles, which run from the front of your chest all the way around to your back to your spinal cord, those are the parts of your body that are being interacted. All right, so that's why you're feeling the pain in both. So when you move those, they're stiff and the nerves are running to those. So those nerves are becoming strained and now you feel the pain in the chest and as far as the and the back. So good stuff. Good stuff. So I like the questions. I like the questions. I like how specific you guys have gone. Money Machine Gun. I love it. Back in the house. All right. What kind of coffee should I use for my enema? Decaf or regular? All right. Organic. So that's all. So you're not using coffee like they sell to commercial for people for commercial use. It is organic coffee beans. You grind them yourself and you make your coffee brew. So it doesn't matter. Decaf or whatever. You should not see any of those titles on organic coffee anyway. You'll notice that. So coffee is supposed to be a stimulant. You need it to be a stimulant in order to do its job. Okay. I love it. Love it. Love it. So yes, yes, yes. All right, she said bleeding gums. Now, somebody, Cynthia, had something about bleeding gums on here, and I saw one case study that was talking about using or chewing on cinnamon sticks in order to decrease the inflammation as far as your gums are concerned. And actually, I tried that about 2 years ago and it worked for me because my gums bleed pretty easily when I brush my teeth. However, I don't care about the bleeding unless it bleeds all day. So usually once I wash my mouth out and I don't have the bleeding anymore, even though it used to happen when I did brush my teeth. But as far as the nowadays is concerned, I don't have the bleeding gums anymore. And I don't know if that's just from changing toothbrushes or if that's from the cinnamon that I did a while ago. But you can always try it out. You can always try it out. If Cynthia's in here, Cynthia Freeman, I'll ask her on this one because I'm sure she's got a remedy for that one. So Cynthia, if you got one, let me know about that one. Okay. All right, now, let me see. Marlon McDowell, he's got a serious one. It says, my wife is in the hospital and was saying she is endemic. She had a hemoglobin level of 3.9, so she got a transfusion. So if you guys don't know anything about that, you're supposed to be way higher than that as far as the hemoglobin level. It should be I can't. I think I'm getting that number mixed up with the A1C number. I think your hemoglobin level should be 10 to 15. So it's supposed to be 14 or something like that. So I'll see. I have to look at that. So you have got so she got a transfusion. Over time, she was losing blood from someplace and they can't find out where. Oh man, Marlon, that's scary. That is scary because that implies to me that she has an aneurysm somewhere. Okay, meaning that it didn't rupture, but it's open and she's losing blood internally. And truthfully, if that's the case, it should have healed. It should have clotted by now. That means her clotting factors are suffering too. So that's two symptoms I can put together. So her blood is not clotting the way it's supposed to, and she has an aneurysm, meaning she has weak walls in her arterial blood vessels. So if that is the case, and her clotting factors are down, I would say she's suffering from something that's inducing hemophilia. And at the same time, making her arterial walls weak, so that could be fatty buildup, fat, cholesterol. The cholesterol didn't break down the fat becomes a toxin in the blood, the body. Those two together. So is there a condition that encompasses both of those? There is not. There is not. Let me ask you this. Is she diabetic or does she have any kind of blood disorder? Okay, so let me know that. Is she diabetic or have any kind of blood disorder? So I'm trying to get closer to it. Okay, so what's up, AJ, my man? Otis Fagan, back in the house. Otis, I love to see you in here. Thank you, Otis, for coming back by. If you got a question, don't be afraid to ask it. I've been jumping into a bunch of questions. I've actually gotten rid of I've gotten rid of my topic because I've just been answering questions. So I'll get to my topic maybe, but if I don't, it's cool. All right, so here we go. It says truth freeze. Gotcha. All right, so cayenne prevents clots and hemorrhaging, I hear. Okay, so good stuff. Thank you. Thank you, Truth, for sharing that. All right. Thank you, Alvin, for the explanation. Thank you, Cynthia Freeman, for the copaiba oil. All right, copaiba. I like that. Okay, so very good, and that's what you use as far as bleeding gums. Okay, I think that was for that question. Okay, gotcha. Michelle's weight loss journey back in the house, talking to LL Lewis, and LL, you welcome back too, man. I love it. All right, so we have not a question in here. Okay, so I answered most of the questions. If I didn't get your question to ask, just copy and paste it, put it back in there, and I'll get back to it. Now, we were talking about initially, don't let yourself be sold a diagnosis. Now, the reason I did that, and I put that nice picture up here for you guys to tease you a little bit, because people have a tendency to want to keep their diagnosis or keep their condition. Because I was out on I'm going to tell you guys this. I was out on the golf course. And when I was on the golf course, I saw two older gentlemen talking about, basically bragging about, who had the more extensive knee surgery. I mean, they were just like, oh, yeah, my doctor did this, and he had to yank all kinds of bones. And then the other guy's like, oh, yeah, but my doctor, he had to take out my whole knee, and I got the knee replacement. And then the guy was like, oh, yeah, my doctor did that too. And then he took out my whole. So I got both my femur and my tibia. They both got inserts in there, and I can't feel a thing, man. That's the only reason I'm out here playing golf, because before I just couldn't stand up. So they think they're all good. They think that just because they got doctors who every time something goes wrong, they run to the doctor and they fix it. They have owned their condition. They're like bragging about it. They're happy about it. And I don't see how people do that, because if you own or you brag about something or you take possession of something, that means you want to keep it. So I don't ever say my diabetes or my cancer or any of that crap. I even talk about that in my book. All right. So if you guys have not seen it, Eat Butter, Smoke Marijuana, Kill Cancer, and Live to 100. I say that in my book. Don't ever own a diagnosis, because then you want to keep it. Your brain will make that come true. You will get to keep what you think about all the time. All right. So I know I like that line from that's actually from the Bible. All right. So yes, a man is what he thinks about all day long. All right. So I know. So I love this stuff here. Yes. So do you suggest eating, Edward Smith, good question. He says, do you suggest eating vegan, paleo, or keto? I don't really subscribe to any one method, because vegan actually is cruelty free, meaning that you can still go unhealthy. Keto is mostly telling you high fat, high protein, but low carbohydrates, low sugar, low processed food. That's supposed to be the case. But in keto, if you eat too much protein, the protein turns to fat, and then you gain weight. And sometimes it's an unhealthy way, because even though it says no sugar and you're getting all this protein, the byproducts to make these keto diets work is actually harmful to you. So, and on the last one, what was the last one? Keto, paleo. Paleo is when you actually want to go back to your hunter-gatherer days, where truthfully, that's how we're built. But trying to stay and eating red meat where you know the meat is not from a great source, I could see if you were sourcing this from a cage-free farm with no GMOs, no herbicides, no pesticides, and the cows are being fed real hay, real grass instead of GMO corn, then yes, paleo could work for you. However, you couldn't do meat all the time, because again, it's an over excessive intake of protein, which will ultimately be negative on your system. So the truth be told, you only need a piece of meat that's about that big. Okay, that's all you need out of there. All right, you get to use that casein protein that's actually inside the meat, and that's all. So I would say it just depends on what your particular thing is, because each one of us who are on this chat right now, if we tried paleo, it would work for 25% of us. If we tried keto, it would work for 25% of us. If we tried vegan, it would work for 25% of us. Now, we can't say that in a vacuum, because people will say life got in the way. People will say my family's in town, I'm not eating that way this week. So you can never actually judge or say anything, because life actually is going to happen. Therefore, if life is going to happen, you will never get the same results, and you will never have it be all clean, all pretty, the way that you want it to, because we don't live in a vacuum. We're human beings. So things are going to go wrong. You're going to eat this time and not eat that this time. You get tired of what you're eating, and now you can't do it anymore. And then you just go based off taste, and then you get fat again. So I don't advocate any one way of eating. I'm in favor of the method that helps you reach the goal that you want to reach. Some people are eating for bodybuilding. Some people are eating so they can keep their dad bod in shape. Some people are eating so that they can gain weight and they don't care what they put in their mouth. It just depends on what your life is and what your lifestyle is. So I couldn't tell you which one is better, which one is worse. All these guys on, I see them on YouTube right now. Even Dr. Axe actually brought up, and he did a big video on keto and what to eat and how it's supposed to work and stuff like that. Yes, if somebody sticks to it. Yes, if somebody actually does it in the small proportions that they actually advocate. But I don't think that works for most people. So that's my 5 cents on that's my 5 cents on it. Okay, so we got Oscar in the house. Oscar, very, very good. All right, what do you eat during the Gaia cleanse? They actually give you an insert in the program that actually tells you what to eat and what not to eat inside of there. So just all you got to do is read the insert. So I won't make it long and try to explain it all in here. Be your own doctor. Don't claim disease. Very nice. Cynthia Freeman. I love it. All right. So I knew she was going to say something profound like that. So good stuff. All right. So we got do work. All right. My wife has severe flare-up of RA in her hip, rheumatoid arthritis. Hospital says there's an infection, but after getting fluid sample, they don't know what type of infection it is. And of course, because we don't have a test to find out what every bacteria, every virus, every protozoa, every algae, every fungus, we don't have any test to determine every single one of those that occurs in a person's blood. Therefore, you won't be able to find a solution. So what is the best solution for your wife as far as her rheumatoid arthritis in her hip? To let her body work. Now, I would, for rheumatoid, I always advocate a water fast because when you reset the body, you'll notice that things tend to go back to normal. Okay, I love a water fast. Now, don't jump on a big water fast. Don't try to do 30 days. All right, you are supposed to do any water fast under doctor's supervision, and I have to say that, but I've done it. I've done a 3-day, a 5-day, and a 10-day. It is gruesome to do it because you're used to eating something. However, when you do it, you notice that certain things come out of your body that you didn't expect, like mucoid plaques, like it looks like an alien crawling out of your anus. That is not fun to see coming out of there. But when you do a cleanse of this type, you'll notice that certain things in your body, you'll notice that when you flush your pores all the way out, you don't need to wear deodorant because you don't have the junk in your body. You don't have the toxicity in your body. You'll notice that your skin doesn't stink. You'll notice that your underarms don't stink. You'll notice that your hair follicles don't stink anymore. So when you're trying to get rid of something, just roll with how your body works. Don't try to force anything. All right. Let your body do its job. If you got rheumatoid arthritis, all that means is that your white blood cells are attacking your wife's hip. Why is that? Because she has toxicity in her hip. All you have to do is flush out your body, tissues, liver, and the colon. Once you do, you're going to notice it starts feeling better. Now, what you want to do is you need spacing in the hip so you can get supplements in there so they can start working. So when you do this cilantro, when you do this parsley, blood cleaners, in your body, you're going to notice that if she gets on an inversion table, or you can have her lay on her back with her upper body hanging off the bed, and you just sit on her legs and then let her bend backwards. What that'll do is that'll loosen up her hip joints so that we can allow a micro injury blood to come into the area so it can start repairing itself. But your white blood cells, which is what rheumatoid arthritis is, your white blood cells don't attack your wife's hip for no reason. That's what they keep telling you in the hospital. That's what they keep telling you in medical books. That does not happen. Your white blood cells don't all of a sudden walk by your wife's hip and then all of a sudden say, oh, this looks good. We should actually attack this today. Let's do it. Why didn't they do that to your heart? Why didn't they do that to your brain? Why didn't they do that to your knee? It's because your wife's hip is where the damage is. It's where she's accumulated toxins. And now the white blood cells are trying to get in there to kill the toxins. But at the same time they're trying to kill the toxins, they're eating the tissue to get to the toxins, which causes destruction of the joint. So that's going to cause sciatica. It's going to cause a horrible session of hip joint pain, and to the point where your doctors are going to be talking about cutting off the top of your wife's finger, sticking a metal insert in there so the pain goes away. But that doesn't guarantee that it's not going to spread to her knee, not going to spread to the other hip, or it's not going to spread to her ankles either. So you can't believe what they're telling you because they're not telling you the whole story. They're just telling you you need surgery. All right. So don't buy into that. You flush out the system. Go back and watch this video if you didn't get all that. flush out the system, and you'll see you'll have a lot of results. She'll start feeling better. And then when you do, sit on her legs while she's on her back with most of her upper body hanging off the back of the bed. Now, you don't have to do that if you got an inversion table. You can just flip her upside down, all right, not all the way upside down, but a little bit upside down so that her body will start pulling, and you'll see that her hips start separating. Okay, so, and then you'll get that blood flow in there, and then maybe you'll be able to repair yourself. All right. She'll be able to repair the hip socket to where she wouldn't need surgery. All right. In the future. All right. So hopefully we answered your question. Good enough. I'm glad to have you ask it though. So I love it. So do work. There you go. I love it. Love it. Oh no, we got a bunch of questions that pops up, but yes, healed myself. All right. Hold on. I got to hear this. All right. Anne Baroche healed self from, wrote books, a natural doctor, and was big on gentle detox and pooping daily to do stronger detox. Of course, you know what? Truth, that's one of the things I noticed too. When you start cleansing, you have to do number 2 more often. And I didn't believe that because I was used to having a bowel movement once a day. All right, that was it. One big heavy bowel movement once a day. However, when I start cleansing my body and I flushed everything and I started eating more healthy and I started doing my juicing and stuff like that, you have to go multiple times a day. And I didn't believe it when people said that because I was like, what are these people eating where they have to do it? But you're supposed to do it after every meal. And I learned that a long time ago from Dr. Bergman. But that's what we're supposed to do. But people don't have that because some of my students, they've gone 3 days without a number 2, a week without number 2. I'm like, where is your food going? All right. Do you have poop in your bloodstream? What's happening? I mean, it's just ridiculous. But I told them that should not be happening. And I'm telling you the same thing. All right. It should be happening more often. Very good. All right. Thank you, Truth, for throwing that in there. I love it. Love it. Thanks, AJ and others. Okay, good stuff. I know everybody's trying to jump in and help. I love it here. So I don't have to answer all of them. Good stuff. Yes, I'm doing a water fast. Laura, yes. All right. Laura and I are going to do the water fast. I love it. How do you strengthen the heart from congestive heart failure? Currently wearing a life vest. All right. So that's something that she can keep on so she can keep the compression so that her heart will beat without the walls flowing or falling out and not being effective. Okay. So that comes from congestive. You are correct. However, it says here, let me see, Sonara. Now, Sonara, this is what you have to do to bulletproof your heart. First of all, you're going to have to build the outside walls of that. You can do that by copper. Now, you can get copper from cashews and stuff like that, but I would prefer you take the supplement of copper because it will actually help the walls of your heart faster. You also now need selenium. And when you have selenium and vanadium in your system, you will notice that your heart is almost bulletproof. So you got to build it back up first. You got to start moving a little bit. However, if your doctor has put you on a restriction, don't move too much. All right. And sometimes as much movement as you need is just getting up off the couch, sitting back down on the couch, wait a few minutes and get up off the couch and sit back down on the couch and do it again and stand up. And if you get tired or winded or you feel like it's too much, stop. Okay. But always check with your doctor before you do this stuff, because I have to say that because they don't want me telling you what you can do if I'm not a doctor myself as far as that. But I know how the human body works, and I know exactly how much you can take and how much you can't. Your body will tell you that. Okay, good enough. All right, so good. All right, so it looks like we got stuff here. I love it. Lester Robinson in the house. All right, so Lester, I got your question here. It says, hurt my back and heard a pop lifting a heavy item, and x-ray shows I have a degenerative disc disease. What do I do? Now, if you have a ruptured disc, that's not going to repair itself unless you take the pressure off of it. If you're going through everyday life trying to work with a degenerative disc in your back, the only thing you can do to keep working is to wear a super tight brace so that the brace is holding the weight of your upper body. And when that brace is holding all that weight, your spine is allowed to work. However, it's not allowed to heal. Okay, so what you'll have to do is somehow, some way, you might have to lie, but you got to get out of work for an extended period of time so that you can let that heal. If you have to go on disability, I would say do it, because you have to do something to expand those vertebrae so you can get the nucleus to repair itself without putting pressure on your spinal cord. Okay, now your spine actually is Let's say, for instance, this is one of your vertebrae. Your spine actually sits behind your vertebrae, meaning that if you lay on your back, the pain should get worse because the nucleus, because you have a ruptured disc, the middle of that nucleus should be leaking out on your spine, causing pressure on it. And that's what causes the pain. However, if you lay on your stomach, you'll notice that the pain should go away if that's in fact the problem. Okay, it should go away because now the spine has relief because nothing is putting pressure on it. So as much as you can, you want to lay on your stomach and lay on something a little bit more firm. So if you got a soft, squishy bed, bending of your spine is never good. Okay, so make sure it's a firm surface, even if it's the floor. All right, just put a pillow and a comforter on the floor and sleep on your stomach rather than your back to relieve the pain of your back. However, in order to fix this, again, you may need an inversion table. And as soon as you get down with the inversion table, you might want to put that back brace on to keep that separation between the vertebrae. Because when you get on an inversion table, it will separate those vertebrae all the way down. You might even become a little taller. I know I did when I started using mine. But when you do that, you'll get more circulation in between the joints. Okay, so good enough. So I just wanted to throw a little information out there for you. I know some of you have more questions. All right, I can't get to all of them because we've been on here 55 minutes and I have company coming over to the house and I cannot be rude and be in here in my studio and going nuts when I know that they're out there having fun without me. All right, so I got to get off of here right now. So all 80 something of you that are on here, that were on here, my goodness, I really do appreciate you guys coming by, asking your questions. And if I didn't get to your question, we will be here next Friday and you can ask it then. Okay, so this is Alvin J saying signing off for right now. Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. I love seeing you guys and thank you for coming in here. Thank you for asking your questions. And I love seeing you guys from around the United States, around from other continents. And it makes it look like and feel, because I know we are making an impact and getting people healthy in the right way and not having depending on doctors, hospitals, and fancy equipments and surgeries. Okay, so there you go. Let's get on out of here. Okay, I see. Go ahead. Okay, I see. Somebody's trying to help somebody. All right, good stuff. Now, let's go ahead and get on out of here. I'm going to shout out some people. We got Samaya, Wardine, Helen, Cynthia Freeman. Love it. All right, so no fancy moves. There you go, Cynthia. I love it. So we got, who else? Shirley. Wait a minute. Did I have a Shirley in here? All right, I think I did. Yeah, Shirley Anderson. All right, so thank you. All right, thank you for coming in, Shirley. Michelle's weight loss journey. Always nice to hear from you. Okay, so we got Do Work. Glad to answer your question. Gentle Lady. Chelsea Hughes. All right, Libby Boyd. Sorry, Libby, I missed you. All right, I didn't get to your question, so there you go. Truth. Always nice to have you in here. I love it. I love the way you are actually just so adamant about it, just like I am about getting people healthy and getting away from this traditional Western medical system. All right, so good enough. Good enough. Oscar, love to see you in here. Edward Smith, LL. All right, Lady B, Lester Robinson. Thank you guys for coming by. Sonara, good question you asked today. I really did appreciate that. Okay, so Sonara, thank you for asking that. Lady B, back in here. Vivian Reed, never saw Vivian. Vivian, welcome. Sorry I didn't see your question there, but hopefully I will get to you next time, or you can leave it under the video and I'll try to get to it then. Okay, I have that. Wait a minute, it's not scrolling. There you go. And oh, I might have missed some people. Mike A in the house. Chelsea Hughes. Gotcha. Oscar. Gotcha. Okay. So the names are repeating. Riri. Zach Schumacher. All right. Yes, that is Zach. All right. Riri. I love it. Artie. Mohammed. I love it. Good. Okay, so we got a bunch of you in here. If I missed your name, I apologize. Don't come get me. S. Nunez, I see you up there. Otis Fagan, I see you again. So good stuff. Marlon McDowell. All right. Money Machine Gun. Lady B. Oh, we got some other people in here. We got a lot of people. Jay Steele, yes. So we got a lot of people who came through here today. All right. Now, of course, if you guys want to, because like I keep telling you all, I have clients now, so I can't, I don't spend a lot of time anymore answering all the questions that I have on YouTube. For some reason, I stopped getting the notifications. I didn't change anything, but I stopped seeing my notifications for my videos. So I know I have a lot of questions that I probably need to answer on there, but I'll probably not get to a lot of them because I'm working with clients. We're helping people get rid of rheumatoid arthritis. We're helping people get rid of cancer. We're helping people get rid of their weight loss. loss, all right, their weight, all that fat they want to lose and stuff like that. And we're doing it face-to-face through a computer interface and sending people through a class, and I'm helping them along the way with live video and stuff like that. And it has been working out tremendously. I love you guys. Some of you actually in here might be in my course. And I love coming on here and actually helping you guys out with that. So I am actually doing live face-to-face stuff inside the course and live face-to-face stuff on like Skype, places like that, is in order to help people. But you can't call me on Skype because that's for my paid clients. So I apologize for that, but I love it. Big Mark, all right, if you're still on here, love you, cousin. Thank you for coming through as well. And I really do hope you guys improve yourself, and don't be afraid to tell people about it. Okay, if you, especially when you come in here, if you have something that you improved in your life, and as a result of you coming in here and talking to these beautiful people, these wonderful people who are actually in here on the chat, then share what you improved on in your life, because that will help somebody else, and then they will start to improve their life as well. Okay, so I am out of here. Thank you guys for riding with me for this 1 hour that we were on here, and I am done. That's it. All right, peace. I will see you next time. So remember, last thing, never, ever own a diagnosis. Not good for you, not good for your family, not good for you to want to keep something that's killing you. I'm out. All right. So you guys have a good one. Have a great Friday. Go have some fun, and I'll talk to you later. All right. Peace.